G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be machining some parallel clamps that D.Gray sent me all the way over from Canada. And you can acquire these plans or the kits from Doug, and they're perfect for the home shop machinists. So this is the one I've picked today, and Doug kindly sent me about a year ago, and I haven't got around to building them. And these are his Toolmaker clamps. And I think they're very reasonably priced, and I think it will make for good viewing. So guys, let's get started. Doug supplies you all the steel that you need to do this build, and here I am here docking it to the correct length and leaving enough room for cleanup in my little bandsaw. Now, the steel that he provides you is 1215 carbon steel, which must be free machine grade because it cuts beautifully, it cuts like butter, and of course brass as well into the kit. So I've got these in the little mill here, and I'm just doing a facing cut on each end just to obtain a datum end, or a datum surface. Just giving these a lick with a Sutton high-speed steel 1/2 inch slot mill, so a 2-flute slot mill. And now I've got my little edge stop set up on the right hand side, and I'm just going to drop in every one of these. Doug gives you enough to make two pair, and I'm just giving all of these a lick. Number 3, and this is the last one, number 4. Now that I've got that datum edge, I can put them back in the mill and set my DRO. Now the desired length I need is 4 inches according to Doug's plans, and I'm just eating away at these ever so slightly and just working my way down to obtain that 4 inches. Now, I didn't show you every one of these, I just showed you getting one of these down to the correct length, and I can prove it here on the verniers. And you can see that's right on the money on 4 inches, or 101.6. So I need to find the distance to incline this to get the correct taper. So you can see here, using my mass, it's 28 millimeters. Now, located against my stop, and with my steel rule right on the edge, I've set that is exactly 28 millimeters, and just to double check that or verify that, you can see I've scribed the line on here. Here we are here, just dropping in with that little Sutton high-speed steel end mill, and not running it too fast because it is high-speed steel, roughly around about 700 RPM, something like that. And I'm just eating away at it ever so slightly. I've sped the footage up for you here, just so it's not boring. Now, to verify that I'm at the right angle here, you'll watch as I take that last cut. You can see I'm right on the line, right on the money, and I just give it a little dress up around the edges and in with the next one. So now I only showed you doing 2 of these. And around that outside perimeter again, just to clean it up. Now you can see here that every one of these are spot on, and I'm quite happy with that. They're all equal, the same length and the same taper. Right, setting up my datum now on the back right hand corner of the fixed jaw, and the toe must go in first here, and this is to get the accurate drilling locations for all the holes. So here I'm hitting right in the center of the part, so if it's 1/2 inch wide, which is 12.7, so half of 12.7. 6.35, 1/4 inch. In the middle, I'm going to spot drill that. Zoom in a little bit for you to see it. Go over to the other side. And spot drill the other side. Now this jaw I'm working on here is actually the floating jaw. And the floating jaw has 2 drilled through holes which are tapped. Now, in Doug's plan, they call for a 5/16 UNF. I'm a metric guy, so I've converted the thread sizes to metric, but all the other measurements are kept in imperial. So the drill size here I'm using is 6.8 millimeters, I think, from memory, which will allow me to tap that at 8 millimeters by 1.25 pitch. Now, putting the tap in the chuck here, the drill chuck, I'm just going to oil it up, start the drill, or start the mill and turn it off just before I plunge in and let it feed in via its own pulling power from that tap pulling down and having the quill unlock, so the quill actually pulls down into the job. Just following up with a hand tap here, just tapping it and backing off, breaking those tails. This one worked much better. You can see here, I pulled it in a fair few turns. Once again, this is a high-speed steel tap, not a carbon tap. And just chasing that up by hand. There's the two jaws, the two floating jaws now are finished. Now it's onto the fixed jaws. Now the fixed jaws will have a through hole which isn't tapped. I'll have a small hole tapped as well for the retaining clip. So this hole currently is for the top bolt to go through, or the threaded bolt I should say, which attaches to the floating jaw. So this is just a through hole, and I drilled that through hole at 8mm. It should have ideally been 8.1 or a number drill, would have been better. And just doing the other side now, popping in there. Now if I'm worried about that, I can chase that up with a number drill later. I don't have any here, but I can get one from work. Now this is this retaining clip hole, so they need to be drilled. They're a blind hole and they need to be tapped. Once again, it called for a imperial tap. I didn't have it, so I just went in with a metric M4. Spot drilling that location, and then we go with the little drill bit now. And these will be tapped M4 as I said earlier. Just peck drilling here, just taking my time, getting down there. Now I drilled that at about 10mm deep, and it's a blind hole. In with the other one, and we'll speed this footage up here a little bit. So once again, peck drilling down to that depth of about 10mm, just using the quill feed. Righto, there's the 4 there, and I'm going to flip the two fixed jaws now and drill the pivot hole underneath. So this is the underside, so spot drill. And that location is 3 3/4 of an inch in from the end of the toe. Back in with the drill, and I'll be feeding up with the knee here instead of the quill to obtain an accurate depth, and the depth is 0.211 of an inch. And once again repeat that. And we'll get this out of the mill vise, I should say, and take a look at it. Righto, over to the bench now to tap those M4 holes in those retaining clip locations. And just taking it easy here, this is a little M4 tap and they break quite easily, even though they are high-speed steel. And first of all, I'm just going in with an intermediate tap, and then I'll follow up with a bottoming tap, or commonly referred to as a plug tap, just to get down to the bottom of that hole. Just backing that tap off so I break the tails as the thread is forming. Little bit of a blow job there with the compressed air, and follow up with a little cap head screw, nickel plated cap head screw here, and Bob's your uncle. Good on you guys, thanks for following on. This is part 1, part 2 will drop as soon as I get around to do it. See you then, bye for now.